And, all right, so we are going to read a book called The Tiny Seed. It's by Carle, who wrote Brown Bear, Brown Bear. What do you see? Yes, ma'am?
I have Brown Bear, Brown.
Awesome. He wrote The Very Hungry Caterpillar that we'll read soon. So he does really cool illustrations. He does the pictures and the illustrations. We'll talk at the end of it. This is called The Tiny Seed. So look at the trees. They're all different colors. What season is it when the trees are all different colors? Fall. Do you remember what the fancy word for fall is? Autumn. Autumn, right? It is autumn or fall. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? So do you see that one? It's tinier than the others.
One of those seeds look like kangaroo.
Mm-hmm.
Kangaroo and Mario.
One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. And the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. See the tiny seed? Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. That means it can't grow because it can't get out of the water. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. See it? One seed drifts down into the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. Finally, the wind stops, and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. So you can see there's the seeds. Right here. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Now,
No, sir, this is Mrs. Briscoe. Could you turn down to my room, please?
After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. See the little mouse?
Yeah.
But the tiny seed lies very still, and the mouse does not see it. So it's gone from fall to winter, right? What season comes after winter? Wyatt?
Summer.
Not summer yet. What comes after winter? Winter, then what season are we in now?
Summer.
Not summer. What season are we in?
April.
Well, that's what month we're in. What season is it? Is it winter, spring, summer, or fall? What is it? Spring, right. Now, it is spring. After a few months, the snow is melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full, they start to burst open a little. Now they're not seeds anymore. They're plants. First, they send roots down to the earth. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and the air. There's another plant that grows much faster than the new plants. It's a big, fat weed, and it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants, and that plant dies. So remember we talked about how fast weeds can grow? And plants have to have space to live too, right? So if this one doesn't have enough space, can it get the sun that it needs?
No.
No, or the water. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it starts to grow into a plant. So there's the tiny seed. Is it a big plant or just a little tiny plant?
It's a little tiny plant.
Yes, ma'am.
I picked out my leaves from my garden.
Good. That's good. It helps your other plants live. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun and springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along and, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow anymore. So remember, if you all pick flowers from the playground, I say, please leave the flowers so others can enjoy them. If the flower stem breaks, can it keep growing? No, you got to be very careful with them. So you can see the little tiny seed plant's getting a little bigger. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 flowers, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. But what is happening? First, there are footsteps.
He's picking it.
Then a shadow looms over them. Then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. He is picking it. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. It is summer, because after spring comes what season? Summer. Now,
A giant flower.
right? Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. How can you tell that it's giant?
Because it's bigger than the
It's way bigger than the people and the house and the trees.
and the dog.
Can flowers really grow that big?
No. They're this little.
So is that a fiction book or a non-fiction book?
Fiction.
It's fiction. Right. There are a lot of true parts of this story, like how plants grow from seeds, but one seed cannot grow a flower that big, right? All summer long, the birds and the bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Do birds and butterflies and bees love flowers?
Yeah.
They really do, yes. Now it is autumn again, so we've gone from fall to winter to spring, back to fall again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. Nope, wait please. Hold on, we'll talk at the end. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time, the flower's seed pod opens. What do you think is inside the seed pod? Ellie?
Seeds.
Exactly. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind. We'll talk about different ways that seeds can move, and that plants can grow. So we will see. What do you think is going to happen to the tiny seeds? They're going to grow into the same flower if they make it, right? Because what if they don't get enough light? Will they make it?
No.
What if they don't get enough water?
No.
What if they don't have good soil?
No.
Right, so we've got to have the right conditions for a plant to grow. We're going to learn about how seeds travel and all sorts of other things about plants. So I hope that you enjoyed that book.